Scott makes a video about the lies in the session, or whatever, what the fuck the videos he likes to title them. Let's see it. Addressing the lies of me trying to cost people jobs. Well, let's see what he has to say about this. Okay.
Another false narrative, Dave, that is incorrect. Never did I try to cost Simo his job. You actually put his workplace out there with a malicious army of fucking trolls.
Okay, the first statement with the malicious army of trolls. I don't know about Dave putting out Simo's info. I know for the fact that he does look up personal information, but I don't know if he even ever put it publicly out there. So, that's one thing. That's something Scott has to prove, which he doesn't. And apparently his malicious trolls, which, by the way, I doubt is true either.
Who do that shit, and you knowingly did it, and you knew what you were doing, and you even said, fuck him, leave negative reviews saying what a shitty cook he is, and all of these fucking malicious things, literally trying to cost Simo his job.
Wait. So leaving negative reviews is gonna cost somebody their job. Is that what he's actually saying? Is he that fucking mental? Well, I guess he is. Let's analyze this for a second and listen closely. For one, I do see Dave actually saying, yeah, here's his job, put negative reviews. Now, did he actually even put out his job? We don't even know, okay? I don't ever think he even put Simo's, job out there publicly. So, even saying this, he still has yet to prove, yet he doesn't prove at all. So he's gonna be like, look at it, you don't remember, I did prove it, or some shit like that, because he's always not making any goddamn sense. So, even if there were negative reviews in the first place, he's gonna get fired for that? That's not how something works, dummy.
I simply called and asked to speak with Chris, and yes, said my name is Agent McKinnon.
Okay, let's think about this for a second here. He never threatened to cost Simo his job. Okay. Why the fuck would you need to call somebody from their job to speak with them to begin with? Okay, he says, claiming he's Agent McKinnon. What kind of idiot claims they're a freaking agent, and then needs to call somebody's job? That's too fucking soon. That's retarded. It doesn't make any sense. What kind of freaking person does this? Apparently this dumb shit. Look at his fucking face, by the way. Looks like it's been punched 1,000 times, and now he looks like some shitty thing that nobody wants to look at. It's freaking giving everybody making everybody blind looking at this stupid face. Like, his mother doesn't even want to look at it anymore. They'll just leave him in the basement and just let him do whatever he wants. I hate looking at that thing. What the fuck is that thing down there? That's what his parents say all the time. And what the fuck is he doing now? Screaming about fucking people. Going, fighting with people every fucking now and then. And then calling their jobs. He just admitted he tried to call Simo's job. Hey, you have his Skype info to begin with. Even if he has you blocked, you're known for making alt accounts anyway. What's stopping you from making a Skype alt account to try to contact him still? I mean, you need to call somebody's job? Claiming somebody you're not? Do you think about these things? Well, you can't think because your cognitive ability has been killed by all the alcohol you drank. So, yeah, I can't really blame you there. I suppose, well, then again, it's your own actions. So I guess I can blame you. You fat, stupid fuck.
That is what I said. Was not impersonating an officer, though.
Wait. You do realize it's a government, to be an agent, you have to be legally assigned to be one. You know that, right? You do know that, right? And they can be considered officers. So you are impersonating an agent. You know this, and that's illegal. Just to inform you, that is illegal, right? You know this, right? I hope you do. You claim you know the law. I would hope you know this. Otherwise, I mean, honestly, I don't think you would be doing this if you actually knew this.
I'm allowed to be any kind of agent I please. Call center agent, private investigator, whatever.
Okay, private investigator, call center agent. First things first, you can consider them agents. Sure. Okay. But they're not called agents. You don't even meet the requirements to be any of those two. And more importantly, you can't say I identify as these things because you're not them. You never will be. You don't meet the requirements to be them. By Canadian law, you cannot be a private investigator if A, you don't meet being over age of 19 or not having a criminal record. If you have a criminal record, you cannot be a private investigator. Okay? And you have to have an IP license. Okay? Well, PI license, rather, to even be a private investigator. And by the way, you do not have it. And even if you wanted to become one, Scott, you can't be one because your criminal record, and you know, as well as anybody else does, you have a criminal record. You've been arrested before. Okay? What makes you think you'll be hired? Keep in mind, in Canada, it is hard for a private investigator to succeed, and they don't last very long. What makes you think this fucko would last any way, shape, or form, any long, in any given time? He wouldn't, okay? Let's analyze this, okay? You know why he wouldn't be a good call center agent? Actually, they're actually referred to representatives. They are representatives of companies that people, buy from, and when they have disputes and need help, right? That's what they're meant for, okay? So if you were pretending to be a call center agent, you would be calling a job to contact an employee for a dispute? Are you fucking stupid? I guess you fucking are fucking retarded. Fuck, dude. You're saying you're gonna identify this. Well, I bet your birth certificate says class certified a retard, and your pronouns on those birth certificate is, what the fuck is this thing? Fuck. Let's go.
Please, I can identify as an agent. I never said I was any form of agent.
Speaking of class certified agent, well, not certified agent, a call center agent, okay? Let's go over this for a second. Why he wouldn't meet the requirements for a call center agent. Okay. First things first, let's go over the effective communication skills, okay? So, we need to understand a few things. For one, Scott's known for getting a lot of fights in his personal life. He really doesn't have any friends in his personal life. He's stuck in his parents' basement making videos on other people on YouTube, really. He's stuck fighting with people on YouTube. So basically, his effective communication skills are very lacking, especially when he gets in so many fights in his personal life and can't even get along with people online. It's like, what makes you think he would even have good communication skills if he were to be a call agent or call center representative? He wouldn't be a good one. This rules out. The second one, which I don't have saved, but is memory retention and recall, which, by the way, I could say he has good retention, being that he does actually keep tabs on the community, and this is important, by the way, because he's known for doing this. Recall, not so much, because he's actually known for, he does have that bad mental ability, especially when he drank all his brain cells as well, has terrible cognitive ability, so his recall will be bad. But retention, he does have a good set of clips of people throughout the past 4 years where he's ready to use and saved in his archives. So, yeah, when it comes to that retention, he's got something like that down. But the problem is, that's his only source that proves that he has any sort of good memory or retention anyway. So, not a good sign. And they were probably not going to take him in for that reason. So, let's move on. Number 3, ability to handle pressure. We can already confirm that Scott, with all his problems, and especially being an addict and still focused on the internet shit, he cannot handle pressure. Knowing that he has his own problems, knowing that he's not really in control of himself, and he gets angry at anybody with an opinion, what makes you think he can handle somebody else's freaking deranged attitude and pressure and panic? Like, yeah, this is off the table pretty much. You can't convince me this guy is good under pressure because he collapses under pressure. Like, he freaks out over opinions. People say something that even sounds like him, he makes 1,000 videos. Okay? Let's move on. Speed and efficiency. Well, he's certainly inefficient when it comes to making YouTube videos, when it comes to responding to somebody's stream, like Dave Rose, for example. So, that's his only source of efficiency. And it happens to deal with responding to somebody and, taking their clip and say, "Look, he's obsessed!" And then proceeding to make 700 videos claiming somebody else is obsessed. And then attacking the chat because they just, are in the chat enjoying Dave Rose, right? And then attack Ken, even though Ken doesn't talk about him. But, he talks about Ken for whatever reason, attacks him. I don't get it. Like, what is Ken doing? Like, he just made a video recently saying, Ken isn't not going at Danny MT for making Junebug accounts or some shit like that. Like, he's worried about people around the community. Yeah, he's not worried about his own life. His only efficiency that can be proven is within the community where he watches 24/7. That should tell you something. Like, he's not focused on anything else but the community. That's his only source of being efficient. And he's slow in the brain, so, like, speed is not his key. He's efficient, but he's not speed. So they're not going to literally take him in because he's too focused on other things and worrying about other people going all day long at somebody saying Scott has a penis that is too small. Creative problem solving, number 5. Yeah, I think we can roll this one out of the fucking picture. Guy has no creativity in that brain. He's freaking limited, has freaking limited vocabulary. And he basically just says the same thing over and over. Any video he makes, anything else, it's just a clip from another person, like Alex Jones. He's not really doing anything creative. All he's doing is uploading videos and saying, "You're lying! I never tell lies, but only when I'm drunk." And just like, he's all over the place. He doesn't make sense. He doesn't prove anything. He has no creativity or problem-solving ability. He can't even solve the problems in his own life. What makes you think he could solve other people's problems or simple problems? He can't! Okay, moving on. Emotional stability. I think you already know the answer to this one. He definitely has some mental problems. In the top of the list is bipolar disorder, and he's a psychopath. I think that says enough. Like, emotional stability is completely off the table. You ain't convincing anybody Scott's emotional stable. Yeah, let's move on. Empathy, well, he only really cares about what other people view him as. I remember him coming out of the freaking rehab and, like, pretending to be Tommy Trailers, and Travis TLC exposed him for being Scott McCann. And like, he was expecting people to, like, praise him after this shit. Like, he was mad at people saying, "You all wanted me to fail and kept talking shit about me," when everybody else were just, encouraging him to change. And yet he comes back as Tommy Trailers gets exposed and is mad at people still. Like, what do you expect? Dude, like, his empathy is the source where people feel bad for him. That he has no empathy for others. You just want people to have empathy for him. So, yeah, empathy is off the table. Organization ability. This is one I really do want to talk about, because remember the freaking talking about where he has so much saved about the community from 4 years ago? He has that organized. Now, think about this for a second here. He would actually have... And if he would actually be good on this field if he wasn't emotionally unstable, or like he had better recall timing. He probably would help if he didn't drink so much. If he didn't drink so much, he might have a better chance at problem solving, or creative problem solving, or handling under pressure. Well, that's probably off the table still, but who knows. He would have something of a decent job if it wasn't so the fact that he continued keeping tabs on a community that nobody wants him around. Use your brains here. One skill out of all of this, he actually he's good at. But it's he only uses it for the community. A dying community at that, and still is running around trying to go at people, fighting with other people, especially online. What does that tell you? You can answer that for yourselves, okay? Let's move on to the last one. Team player. I already talked about how he gets into so many fights, and he can't even keep friends. The guy doesn't even have friends in real life. He doesn't even have friends in personal life. I mean, he later on says, you and I were real good friends despite turning on each other 24/7. It's your guys are back and forth. Like, you guys always turn on each other. Like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, does this not answer your question? Does this not answer your question? Would he be a good agent? Even though you already had the answer to that, I just felt like going over these things. Even if, and the one requirement out of all of them would be organization skills, and he only uses those skills for the community, a dying one. He can't play with others as well. He can't do that. He's too self-absorbed. He's entitled. He ain't going to be a team player. He never will be. He will never have friends. Like, think about it for a second. He has to take pictures with women to be like, see, I've been with women. I've been with women. Oh, brother, I get sent messages. Okay? I get sent messages, thirst messages. I get in front of women and they are thirsty. What about you? They look at you and they run the other direction. Alright, that concludes the list. Just for fun, Canadian PI for correctional checklist for, private investigator. This is just the rules. One of them, you must have a clean criminal record, which he doesn't. Look at all the list. You have to take a Canadian government license course, which he would fail completely. I mean, he's over 19 years old, and that's the only requirement he has. Literally being over 19 years old. Well, at least being 19, but still, you get the point. So think about that for a second. Do you think he would even be a private investigator, even if he wanted to be one? Hell, fuck no. I mean, you already know he can't handle pressure situations either, and this is not even listed in one of these. Well, he's not winning anything. He's not participating in this shit. Including the fact that in Canada, like I've already said, guess what? Private investigators don't last very long on the field. You think this motherfucker, this stupid-ass motherfucker, this retard, this emotionally unstable person would succeed on the field? Would last seconds? What makes you think he would even last 1 minute? He wouldn't even... He wouldn't. Like, how are you gonna argue that he would last? Alright, that concludes that.
Form of agent. So, I got him on the phone and said, how do you want to handle this? Because I could not speak with Simo. He was not answering me, and I had suspicions about him fucking with me again, and I...
Okay, let's think about this for a second. He had suspicions, he couldn't reach him, so his only idea, his only possible idea, like, apparently, instead of, like, I don't know, block him for some reason, if you think he's doing something bad, or whatever, his only solution in this particular moment is try to find his job and contact the job. So, say you're an agent for no reason, for no other reason, and then, so you could speak to Simo. Do you honestly... What? That's your solution? That is your only way of doing this. Keep in mind, you're in Canada, and he's the United States. What if they traced the call back to you and they found out you're in Canada? What is a fucking agent of Canada doing calling me in the United States? What if they did that? What if they probably blocked your number too? knowing you. They probably already did block your number. Let's go.
Wanted to talk to him, and that was my only way to get his attention.
Yeah, that figures. You couldn't get somebody's attention, so you need to go to the personal stuff. That seems your go-to on a lot of levels. I mean, you did that with me.
We have buried that hatchet, Dave, because Simo knows the truth that I don't try to cost people their employment. That is a big red flag and no-no in my realm. I don't do that shit.
Okay, he just said that's a big red flag and a no-no realm in my place, yet you claimed you're an agent calling a job. Why on earth would you claim that? If you say, that's the only way I would be able to speak to Simo. Well, what? What? Do you catch this, guys? Do you know the stupidity here? The only way I had to contact Simo, even though you already had his contact info to begin with, like, if you failed to contact him the first few times, what makes you think he would want to talk to you on a job? Like, what? What? Imagine how he was thinking, like, sir, Simo, sir, some dude claiming he's an agent wants to speak to you. Imagine how when he's thinking, like, what the fuck? And he hears your voice, hey bro, I had to personate an agent, but hey, don't worry, I'm talking to you now. I got some beef to settle with you. Why the fuck do you keep turning on me, motherfucker? I'm sick and tired of all this bullshit. I can imagine how that fucking went.
I'm proud of blue-collar workers or people that work to earn, and not sit at home collecting fucking checks.
And, call their jobs and be like, well, I'm not trying to get them fired, but claim you're a frickin' personal agent. Do you realize that can possibly cost them their job? Are you this fucking retarded?
Or trying to make money on YouTube. I support what Simo...
What's wrong with trying to make money on YouTube? First of all, like, you've done the same thing. Haven't you taken donations so you can frickin' drink yourself to death? Who are you to speak on that? And even so, it doesn't even matter how somebody makes their money.
He goes out there into the work industry. Simo knows that, but when you all started trying to leave negative reviews on his fucking job place...
Who was doing this? Like... How would anybody even know this? You say Dave did this, didn't provide the source. You don't even know. You didn't even provide the proof on this thing. You just said Dave did this, and there were so many negative reviews on there. They made him do it. Like what? First things first. Even if that did happen, what makes you think somebody would waste their time and their lives just to leave a negative review? No one really gives a shit. But even if that was the case, you really think a negative review affects employment? Let's go.
Comment section, they were handled properly and they were deleted, and I...
Wait, how'd you delete them?
Left positive reviews, and I showed Simo where I left positive reviews.
Oh, so you did have his info. And you showed where you left... I showed where I left my positive reviews. I showed it. Let's think this through. Like, he somehow got rid of negative reviews. How did Scott himself handle that? That's what I'm curious about. Like, he found a way to get rid of negative reviews? Like I said, it doesn't really affect employment to begin with. Even if one negative review, oh my god, they're trying to get Simo fired, I knew it was Dave Rose. When it's just a guy named Dragon XXX, I fucked chickens for a day or something. Like... Like, is this guy how this guy thinks? He sees a negative review after Dave said we should leave an... I guess, according to him, Dave said we should leave a negative review. And then he sees one negative review, and he's like, it's one of the Dave trolls! It's one of the Dave trolls! Yeah, this sounds just like this dumb shit.
Just like when I fucked up being a drunk dick, not caring about his ex's girl's death. Because of what I was going through, I apologized the next day and donated my last fucking $10. I would have donated more if I had more, and he knows that.
You donated $10. That's my apology. Because I made fun of his dead ex-girlfriend. That's his apology. Yeah, I'm so sorry, Simo. Here's $10. Will you forgive me?
Simo knows that I'm a good-hearted person.
He's a good-hearted person, ladies and gentlemen. He said it himself. He's a good-hearted gentleman, ladies and gentlemen. Let's remember this moment. Scott says he's a good-hearted person after threatening and after admitting, calling to jobs, threatening to dox so many people, and, you know, I mean, he's doxed people too, like, threatened to call Ken's job once before, threatened to call CPS on Ken, all of this shit, threatened to call the FBI, say he's gonna get all these detective FBI's agents to review the evidence marathon, all of that shit, trying, you know, going into people's DMs, spamming in their messages, threatening them, all of that shit. Deep down, he's a good-hearted person. This guy. This dumb-looking shitface. He's a good-hearted person, though. He's a good-hearted person. I guess saying it makes it true, right? Let's go.
And I know deep down in Simo, he is one too. We agree on a lot of things.
Birds of a feather flock together. I mean, two shitbags thinks they're good people and everyone else is bad. I mean, you guys are gonna turn in at each other anyway. So, I mean, what's really gonna happen? What's really the difference? You're either gonna side with each other or be against each other.
Things, especially when we're up against that compromised government of ours. But you guys keep trying.
But you guys are living in two different countries with two different compromised governments. You ain't fighting shit together.
To drive that wedge and put the nail in there deeper and deeper, because you know that me and Simo together is a bigger threat, I think, to all of you, even if we're not talking drama or about you guys.
Oh, okay, he's actually saying this. Okay? Keep it in your heads. He's saying this. This is what he's saying. Okay? Keep a mental note. We're trying to drive a wedge with Simo and Scott. Because they are good together and are a threat to us. Okay. Let's kind of dissect this for a second. Let's dissect this for a second. Remember the time where DJ Scotty made a stream? This was like a year back or two, where Scott was on with Simo, talking about, you know, Dave, Ken, and everybody, Drew. This was episode 200. I believe this was on the Simo channel. YR, yeah, sent me a stream. It was about Simo. And apparently, they were talking about, and that's when, you know, I heard Scott say, "I'm on government disability check." Like, something like that. He's saying they were a threat, despite live viewers was only 2. Granted, 300 views, returns, sure. But only 2 live viewers. Nobody really knew they were live after the fact. No one really knew, right? Nobody really pays attention to Scott McKinnon, right? And nobody really pays attention to Simo, right? But they are a threat on YouTube to everybody who, according to Scott, is trying to drive a wedge on Simo and Scott, despite they already turned on each other multiple times. Alright? Really, really think about this. Knowing all this information, and he says this, you have to laugh at him. I mean, all of it is really just him trying to grasp for straws and hope something sticks to the wall. Because all he has is, like, things to pull out his ass, really. That's really all it is.
Because we have such great discussions. Me and Simo had a call again the other night for 5 hours that could have been that show. Could have been a show again. But you
Well, that's up to you. Like, if you want to make a show about your calls, go for it. Like, no one gives a shit.
guys don't like that. Because that's the closest to real friendships we can get on here, and that's something that you guys don't have.
Okay. What makes you think we don't have friends? Like, okay, we come on here, discuss, we do the same thing. We come on calls and talk to each other. Hell, we got lives outside of here. Like, we can talk to people at our jobs, or walking down the streets, or at the stores, our next door neighbors. You don't know what our lives are. You don't know. You can't even give a good description on any of our lives. The only person in this community as a whole can say for certain and give a good description on any person's life, it's you when it comes to somebody else. And I mean, when somebody talks about you, they can have a good description on your life. Because guess what? It's all out there. We all know it. Right? It's already been discussed. It's already been viewed. We've all already seen it. You haven't seen any of our personal lives. Right? So we can absolutely say you're desperate for friends. You have no friends. You get into fights with many people. Knowing you, your personality, you are a control freak. You are an addict with no control of his life despite being a control freak. You are an addicted to the internet. Okay? And your only source of friends is a person online who's also a worthless shit. And he turns on you more than you turn on him. You're sad, dude. You are the most sad fuck on the planet.
You're always jealous of, because I try to establish real friendships with people on here, but it is nearly impossible.
Okay, let's think about this for a second. How many people have tried to help your stupid ass? Your drunk ass? Yet you threaten so many people to dox them, calling their jobs. You tried to be their friend by calling their jobs. You tried to be people's friend by threatening to dox them. They're threatening to kill them. You tried to be their friends. That's you trying to be their friends. You answer that one. Okay. Oh, another one. Remember you, Seaman, and Travis with the, you put it out there, by the way. Detective Club. You put information, you put DMs out there, and Travis and Seaman ran away. Not wanting to associate with you. Well, caught associating with you. Think about that for a second. People scurried away. Being caught associating with you. Because you put something out there. Think about it. Think about yourself for a second. Look how sad you are. Think about how sad you are. But people are jealous of you. People are jealous of you. A guy who can't even freaking get out of his parents' house. Let alone their basement. Let alone their basement. Right? Guy who has to claim he's making 6 figures. Guy who has to claim he's making 6 figures to make himself larger than life. Not to mention all his videos. All of his videos are consistent of reviewing other people. Talking about other people. Fighting with other people. And unless it's going to the gym to punch a bag terribly and throw a kick terribly, or eat a bunch of junk food so you get fucking fatter. Your liver's already expanded. I'm surprised you're still alive at this point.
But anytime I get close, you guys try to frame others and drive that wedge with me, censor me, take my channels down, report my shit. It is you who are fearful of me.
We're fearful of you, apparently. That's his thing. Will you all report me, bash me, drive a wedge with me? It's all of you that do this. It's not me, it's you. Okay, let's think about why somebody may report you. I don't know, you threatened to call Ken, CPS and Ken, threatened to call his job. I don't know. You threatened to dox people. I mean, can you put the pieces together on why people would report you? Can you put the pieces together? Or is it other people's fault for that? Right? Okay, let's talk about... And not to mention, YouTube has took your channel down multiple times, and you've deleted your own channel multiple times. You're leaving those things out, by the way. Leaving them out. YouTube took your channels down, multiple of them, because, I don't know, uploading Alex Jones videos? Have you put the pieces together with that? I bet not. I don't know. And ignoring the fact, also, you've deleted your channels trying to avoid a review. I mean, really think about this. This guy's trying to say, it's all of you, not me. It's all of you trying to drive a wedge with me. Does he act... Is he, like, forgetting? Or is he hoping people forget? Because maybe this goes back to having terrible retention span, or maybe he's hoping people forget. He'll just say, well, it's all of you, not me. Forgetting that. Has the thought ever occurred to you? Just have the thought ever occurred to you that maybe, possibly, why people may actually dislike you, not want anything to do with you, block you on Skype, not want to talk to you, say you're this and that and the other, is maybe because you... Have you ever put the pieces together, or are you still gonna be a stupid ass class A retard? Let's go.
You don't want me to be a good person or to have friendships.
No one even cares if you have friendships or not. Trust me, you don't have any friends. But even if you did, no one would care. It's obvious you don't have no friendship. And your only claim of friendship is with Simo, another guy with no friends. Yeah, I'm surprised you're not Pro V's friend. I mean, you guys are pretty much the same looking person. Right. Let me tell you something. We don't want you to be a bad person. We don't give a shit. We don't care what you do on your personal time. It's just you feeling like, well, it's only you. It's not me, it's you. I'm not the source of my problems. It's you. You have abandoned me. Or some shit. You can say whatever you want, but guess what? It's not fact. No one cares about your personal life. We just happen to know about it because of yourself, right? We know it because of you, because you put it out there. Fucking taking pictures with women, getting into so many fights. Everybody knows you get into fights. Everybody knows you were arrested. It's out there. Like, that's your own fault. And if you want to be a better person, hey, you know what you could do? I don't know. Maybe don't give a shit what people say about you on the internet. I don't know, you could start with that. We're all going to be dead in 100 years, so why not just make the most of it? Go outside and talk with another person. Say, hey, how you doing? Good day, good day. I don't know, maybe do that. Instead of trying to say, well, I am a good person. I am. No. You know what? You know what the true thing is? This is true. True character is shown when nobody's looking, right? That kind of goes without saying, right? Why is he trying to convince people on here that he's a good person, right? It's interesting because how you convince somebody that you're a good person? You don't fucking be like, see, I'm a good person. You just want me to be a bad person. You want me to be a bad person. It's all of them. That's why they told me to go kill you all. Yeah, you're a good person. Saying that somebody would kill you, you say you want to kill people. Yeah, you're such a good person. That's somebody else's fault, not yours.
Are obsessed with dehumanizing me and trying to assassinate my character.
There's nothing to assassinate. You killed your own character. You buried yourself. Have I not talked about this already? Threatening to dox people, threatening to kill people. I don't know. This goes on. Well, shit. I don't know. Harassing people in DMs? Threatening to call their jobs? Have you not thought about this for a second here? You also called their jobs. Have you not thought about this for a second that maybe, just maybe, this makes you look bad? That makes you look bad, or is it other people's fault? No, they make me look bad.
They made me look bad.
Scott, you just fucking killed a man. Like, how else are you gonna look to the public audience?
No, he deserved it. He deserved the death. He made me do it.
Okay, why?
He said I should be a pimp.
Sure, that's his fault. You're not in control of yourself. It's the other person's fault. I'm actually a good person. They just made me do it. Right? He's the kind of guy that says he takes accountability, but here he is blaming others. Here he is blaming others for what he did. He's gonna blame other people for what he did. Right, you're gonna listen to him talk about Tony's girl and blame others for what he did. Yet he talked about taking accountability. No accountability for what he actually did with the doxing, with the threats, with the harassment, criminal harassment, mind you. Calling people's jobs, calling kind of CPS. He actually did not. He was like,
well, Dave Rowe throws petty joke strikes nieces, but you report me for wanting to contact against children.
That's not all you did, dude. I mean, that is still child endangerment. Also, threatening to call CPS against kids. Also child endangerment. You do realize you don't look good in this situation. You kill your own character. Even so, how is anybody else going to kill your character even further? Especially when you go,
well, I slept with a 16-year-old.
What, that's not going to make you look like a pedophile? In other people's eyes? Way to blame other people, you fucking retard. Okay, let's go.
It is very evident at this point that you might be rogue agents working with the same compromised government that we're currently up against.
What? We're agents working for a government. We're agents working for a government, everybody. Okay? Time is it? Nah, still time. Still some time. But hey, we're all rogue agents. We're all we're all conspiring against Scott McKinnon. That's what he's thinking. We're all against Scott McKinnon.
You're all against me, Simo. Simo, you gotta help me. They're trying to take me down. They're all agents. You gotta help me.
You're my friend, and Simo just fucking hangs up on him. I'm sick and tired of this fucking shit. YOLO. I gotta cook my food, man. Like, what? Does this fucking retard keep talking to me? Bye-bye. Stupid. Like, this is the reason why I have no friends, because this fuck. You know. That's probably what he would think. And I wouldn't blame him, because hanging out with you is guaranteed no friends. Yeah, but we're all agents conspiring against Scott McKinnon to take him down. We're trying to assassinate his character. If we were government agents, Scott, just think about it for a second. If we are actually government agents, what makes you think we'd be after you? Do you even use your brain? With the amount of views you have, nobody gives a shit about you? Like, nobody's going after you if they're government agents. No one gives a shit about you.
Would not surprise me at all. You never know in this world anymore. Look how many of you fell for QAnon and the fall of the cabal. You see, on both political sides now, there are shills and agents and all kinds of misinformation.
Shills and Asians? I know he meant agents, but it's kind of funny. You said Asians.
There are shills and Asians everywhere. All of you Asians are going down.
What a world. What a wonderful world.
Well, it'll be a wonderful world if you just be gone from it.
Project onto Scott some more. Oh.
Well, what's the projection? What exactly is the projection here? Like, you talk about how
Dave's the one that threatened this. Dave's the one that threatened it. It's not me.
Showed no proof. Said his malicious trolls did it. No proof. Claimed that he can identify as any agent. Not true. Doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about. Says he's a good person, yet exhibited no good qualities of him at all. Right? The only good quality is he's fun to laugh at. Right? And he says he has friends, and the only person we could possibly say that is his friend is Simo.
He try to cost Tony's girl her job? No, sir, I did not. I was putting out public information in which all of you that donate to Tony now can see her name, his girl's name.
Wait. Her job was public information? Okay. Maybe the job she has in Massachusetts is public information. But where she works is a different story. Okay? Putting out where she works. Yeah. That's not public information. Her and where she works is not public information. It is not. So saying it is fucking stupid and wrong, and he's got to be like,
I do that to protect her.
what, putting out her information and where she works is protecting her, you stupid fuck?
When you fuck with me, I put her fucking workplace out there and who she...
What? So somebody else fucking with Scott means that a poor woman who's minding her own business needs to be in harm's way. Yeah, but he says he's a good person. Dude, you deserve to be punched 100 times. In the face more.
He is, so that all of you could contact her to tell her what Tony's doing if you were a victim of Tony's.
What? So you put out her job information, where she works, so that people can contact her to tell her what Tony's doing. Do you understand? Do you hear this logic? Do you honestly expect people to believe this shit? I hope you don't, because I hope this is just one big joke. And if it's not, bury your head in sand. As a matter of fact, drown yourself in your own toilet, because that's the best thing you could do for the world.
And his harassment and slander. And I was also fearful for her life being in jeopardy as she was screaming while Tony was driving under the influence, whether you like that or not.
Wait. When was this? Like, when was this? Tony was driving under the influence and his girlfriend was screaming? When was this? Where is he pulling this from? Where is he getting this from? Number two. You were fearing for her safety. This is the big funny thing. He feared for her safety. So he put her work information, where she works, out there. So that way you can contact her. Because he felt she was unsafe. I'll repeat this again if you guys don't seem to understand the logic, because this is exactly what he's saying. He put Tony's girlfriend's work information out there so that way you can contact her about Tony's behavior and slanders because he drives recklessly. Apparently, whenever that stream was, I'm sure Scott has that saved in his 4 years of community archives of,
This is what it has.
if he could pull it out there. Maybe not, because he made it up again, but who knows. Anyway, that doesn't make any sense. How are you protecting somebody when you put their information, which is not public, it's not public where she works, to any of us, right? So you're as good as doxed her. You doxed Tony's girl, but saying it's public information.
That is the facts. Never would I try to...
It was not the facts. You just fucking lied. You tried to freaking justify what you did.
cost her employment.
What makes you think that wouldn't cost her employment? That actually does put her job in jeopardy when you put it out there, according to a bunch of malicious trolls. So you don't think you're putting her job in jeopardy? If you think there are so many people that are freaking trolls, so many people, right? This malicious trolls, and you put it out there for everybody to see. You don't think these malicious trolls, according to you, would do something and affect her job? Do you not use your brain This is your logic. You think Dave has malicious trolls. You think Drew has trolls, malicious trolls. You think Ken has malicious trolls. But you put it out there. Here. What was the point? To protect her? How does that protect her? We're calling her to make...
See, look what Tony's doing.
Yeah. Her job information. This is where she works. So you want people to contact her job through... to get to her. To protect her from Tony? It doesn't make any goddamn sense. It's fucking stupid and retarded. You did it out of spite, Scott. You put her job information out there out of spite. Because somebody said mean things about you and you couldn't handle it.
I always been upfront about her being a respectful nurse in the workforce and that she shouldn't have to put up...
First things first, the only reason why we know she's a nurse is because of you. Okay? No one even cared where she worked. We don't care if she's a nurse or not. We don't know her. You don't know her. Nobody knows her. The only person that knows her is Tony. Why are you talking about her?
But any bullshit, even when I spoke to police in regards to this constant harassment, I did tell them that she is a respected nurse and should not be harmed, and that Tony's grandmother and her were always in the line of fire and constantly in jeopardy.
What? His grandmother? I mean, Tony put his grandmother out there. That's the only thing. I mean, he talked about his grandmother dying, and then, even though she died 3 weeks ago for, I don't know, sympathy. But she was nowhere near in danger. Nobody was attacking her. No one was attacking Tony's girlfriend. Like, where is he getting this from? Nobody attacked them. The only person who even attacked Tony's family is him. He put out Tony's girl's, work information. He doxed where she worked. And he's trying to say,
well, I talked to the police and I told them she's a respectable worker.
Like, first of all, why would you be talking to the police about a person you don't know? And you're in Canada. You don't know her. Like, what are the police going to do about people online? So, hey, people, please stop saying mean things about Scott, because he said that you're endangering Tony's girl and his grandmother. So you need to stop talking about Scott, okay? Otherwise, Tony's girl and his grandmother are in jeopardy. Is that his logic? That's the only way.
Because of how serious it was getting online with Tony and certain loped out gangs.
What?
I was very public about this, and I was very upfront with police.
You talked to police. He's saying he talked to police about Tony's girl. What exactly? Is it your business to be talking to police about somebody else's girl? Let alone, you don't even know this person. Like, you look like a freak.
I am not a fucking liar, and I have nothing to...
you just admitted to being a liar, and now you're trying to sit here and say you're not a liar? I mean, you've admitted to lying before, now you've been like,
I didn't lie.
Even though you were lying this whole time, too. And not to mention, like I said before, you even said,
Scott admits to his lies.
Now he's saying,
I don't lie, I never lie.
Yeah. Pick a lane, dude. Do you lie or do you not lie? Not that it really matters, because we all know you're a liar anyway.
Hide, and I'm not out here trying to do any malicious activity to anybody's life.
So doxing somebody, the place they work, and claiming it's public information when it's not, is you not doing any malicious act? No, it's you. It's just you trying to justify it.
If you fuck with mine, I take the proper measures legally to do what I have to fucking do to defend myself from the bullshit.
So wait a minute. So you put Tony's girlfriend's information out there to defend yourself from what? From what? Like, now you're saying you to defend yourself. But you also said it was to protect her. So, like, how can it be both? How can it be either both in the first place? How is it protecting her? And how does it, you putting her info out there, protect you? How is it defending yourself?
It's not malicious, it's legal.
Doxing is not legal, fuckboy.
Never, ever, ever would I cost Amanda her fucking employment. I respect her, and she's
You don't even know her.
always kind of liked me, even according.
She kind of liked you? Like, this assumes that they actually spoken before. Tony, I guarantee you they have not spoken. He just wants to, he just loves the girls. He just wants to feel loved, but she don't like him.
To Tony, never would I try to affect her. I wanted her out of the line of fire.
She wasn't even in the line of fire. Nobody was even talking about her. Who was talking about her? Who was attacking her? Nobody. You can't say a single person. Sorry.
I did not want her or Tony's grandmother to be ever harmed. And that is the fucking facts.
The fucking facts. Despite you doxing Tony's girl. Oh, I don't know. What do I know?
But you can paint your narrative any way you can to try to continuously assassinate my fucking character. And what
You just made your character worse by lying. Okay? Like I said before. Like, you're lying right now, for one. It's already out there. We know you're lying, right? And you're saying you can continue trying to assassinate my character. What else is there to assassinate? Your character is destroyed. You destroyed your own character. You made yourself look like shit. Hell, you're even full of shit. You're so full of shit, you literally bleed it.
stand for, all of you. And you're sick fuckers for doing it, because I really do a lot of good work for humanity. More than you guys will ever fucking get access to or know about, because you evil demons.
Okay, let's think about this for a second. You're willing to talk about why you went and, put out information about Tony's girl. You're willing to talk about how I called Simo's job just to talk to him and claimed I was an agent, like that was a good thing. That's not a good thing at all. You just talked about that, And, not to mention, you also threatened to contact Ken's job, right? You try to justify how,
well, what about Dave? He did child abandonment too. So stuck with the picture of a niece
or some shit. You try to justify yours with another person's. But how come, if you're this good person, as Tommy Trellis, you were posting your fucking work, posting your guitar playing, now you're posting your workouts and, eating frickin' chips and dips, whatever. Willing to record yourself doing many things, willing to take pictures with other women. But you're not willing to put yourself out there for the good things you're doing. You're not talking about those. Well, like I said before, the true character shows when somebody's not, is when nobody's looking, right? But guess what? If you really were doing these good things, right? If you really were doing these good things, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be talking about anybody in this thing. You wouldn't even be talking about or justifying anything you're doing. Hell, you wouldn't be lying. Everybody knows you're lying. You try to deny you use false accounts, but Travis already exposed this. What do you really think people believe you? That's it, my guys. That's it. You're an idiot.